guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a cook with me. I told you guys I was gonna start incorporating more cooking videos back into my channel. If you guys have been following along since the beginning, you know that I used to do a lot of cooking videos and I've kind of slowly have steered away from the cooking, but cooking is something I'm very passionate about. I come from a family that cooks. My dad was a culinary chef, so your girl knows how to cook, and I always have people asking for like recipes and showing them things that I'm making. So I figured I would start doing some of these videos at least once a week. So I'm gonna start it off by showing you guys how I make my seafood mac and cheese. Nothing beats baked mac and cheese. I could literally live off of it. This has always been one of my favorite foods. I love baked mac and cheese, and it's even better when you add in some good old seafood. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I make this super easy and delicious recipe, let's get right into this video. So before we dive in, I'm going to show you guys an overview of everything that you're going to need for this recipe. So of course you're going to need some shrimp. I just get this kind. You can do it however you want. I just prefer to get the tail off now because taking the tail off is just a pain. Why do the extra step? And I'm using 2 pounds of the elbow macaroni. And for the crab, I decided to just go with imitation. I didn't want to spend all the extra money on fresh crab. If you guys want to use fresh crab, you guys know fresh is always better, but this will work. And then half and half. And then all of my cheeses, you guys, I got pepper jack, mild cheddar, Kobe and Monterey Jack. And then I always add in a block of the mild cheddar. My dad always did a mix of other ones as well. This is just how I've always done it. I follow what my daddy does. And this is something I've been doing for like the last couple of years, is adding in cream cheese just to make it even more creamier. And then for the seasonings, gotta have my seasonings. So this is mainly for like my shrimp. So my blackened seasoning, I love this for shrimp and fish and chicken. Some of the Mrs. Dash, parsley flakes. This is gonna be for like the topping. Garlic salt, some Creole seasoning, and some seasoning salt. I'll just do a little bit of that, and then some olive oil. Cake for dessert. So this is everything that you're going to need to get this recipe going. Let's get right into it. So I got my oven preheating to 400 degrees. So by the time I'm making my shrimp and getting my noodles boiled, the oven will be nice and hot. Guys, now it's time to go ahead and start cooking my shrimp. My water is probably about halfway boiled at this point. I'm gonna just go ahead and add in my seasonings. Now I don't measure, you guys. I do not measure at all. Where I come from in my family, literally everything was always homemade and it was just take it by eye. So I'll try my best to just do what we prefer. So it's all about your preference, because everybody doesn't like spicy, everybody doesn't like a lot of seasoning. We do. So I'm gonna add in my Creole seasoning there, then add in a little bit of my garlic salt, my blackened seasoning, some of my Mrs. Dash, and then a little bit of the seasoned salt. And then just stir that up. And then this is just gonna cook and do its thing. Now I like to keep my shrimp cooking until it starts to brown a little bit and get a little crisp to it. And then that's usually when I'll go ahead and take it off. So we're just gonna let this cook probably anywhere from like 10 minutes or so. All right, my water is boiling, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in my noodles, and then my shrimp is almost done. So this is what I mean when I say I like it to start to brown. Pretty much once the oil and the sauce kind of thickens on its own. So I'll probably just let this cook a couple more minutes and then I'll go ahead and take that off. So now I'm just gonna add my noodles. The shrimp is done. That looks so good. I'm just gonna take that off of the heat and wait for the noodles to finish boiling, and then we can start mixing this all together. So I think now I'm gonna go ahead and start on my cheese sauce. Alright, so for my cheese sauce, you guys, the first thing I'm going to do is add a half a tablespoon of garlic to a pan. And then I'm going to kind of just let that kind of brown a little bit before I start adding in everything else. You don't have to do this. This is optional, but this is just a preference for me. Start adding in my cheese, but I'm only going to add in half a bag of each because I'm going to use the other. I need something for my topping as well, and then I like to add a little bit more into the macaroni once I have it in the pan. I'm just going to add half a bag of each. Start stirring that little cheesy goodness up. So once it's to about this consistency, it is good to go and ready to add into the macaroni. All right, you guys, I'm gonna add my noodles in. I left them sitting in there. Normally I just put them right into the pan, but I kind of left them sitting in the pan. No biggie, they're still good. I'm just going to break those up. Just like so. And then I'm going to start adding in my chopped up cheddar cheese here. Tank keeps going into the refrigerator, you guys. I know you other mamas can relate when you're cooking. All of a sudden, everybody wants to be in the kitchen. So annoying. So I'm gonna start to add in the melted cheese. I know it looks crazy now, but trust me, once this comes together, it's going to be so good. It smells so good already. So you're gonna wanna mix this up pretty good until you get all of the noodles submerged into the cheese sauce. And then sometimes if I feel like it needs a little bit more milk, I might just add in a little bit more of the half and half. Not a lot, and I kind of just eye it, you guys. I don't measure that, I just eye. And then I'm just gonna stir that up. You can see that the other cheese is starting to melt. Oh, this is so good. And then go ahead and start adding in your shrimp to mix together. I use the whole bag, you guys. We like to have a lot of shrimp in there. And I might not use both packs of the crab legs, we will see, but for sure the shrimp I use the whole bag. I'm just gonna stir them around. Now for the crab, I don't cook it or anything before. So it comes, I got the flaky style. I'm just gonna pull it apart a little bit. like that. And I can mix it all around. I probably will use both packs of this since these bags aren't really that big. Okay, I only added in about a half a pack of that package of that crab meat. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is add in this cream cheese. Now this just makes it creamier, you guys. And you guys know, like with cheese, once it's sitting in the room temperature, it's starting to harden a little bit. So that's why I add in more half and half, just for that reason. I cannot get this open for the life of me. Oh my gosh. I always struggle with these. So this is just chunky, and when this cooks, this will melt and do its own thing. So you don't have to worry about trying to measure it out. I will stir it up, but for the most part, it will melt while it's cooking. All the cream cheese in there. Oh my, don't this look so good? It's so cheesy, you guys. Oh my God, I could literally live off of macaroni and cheese. When I was a kid, I used to tell my dad, he used to make hands down the best mac and cheese. I don't think mine reaches his. I miss him so much, but he literally used to always laugh at me because I said I would live off mac and cheese. So I got that all mixed up, and then I'm just gonna probably mix in a little bit more of this. I like it cheesy. And sprinkle cheese on the top. It looks like it's gonna overflow. Overflowing with cheese. You guys don't have to add all this cheese, FYI. Like I said, we like it cheesy. And then before I throw it in, I'm just gonna add a little bit more, half and half. And stir that up and then sprinkle the top with cheese. Khalif is going to be my taste tester and tell us what he thinks of it.
It's not that good.
What did you say? It's not that good?
No.
Really? This is what I deal with every day, you guys. Every day. He plays way too much.